You're listening to the Health and Happiness Podcast with Travis Kemper and
Lauren Maxwell. Each episode, we share easy-to-implement strategies to improve your health, happiness, and overall quality of life.
Hey, Lauren, what's going on?
Not a whole lot has been happening since last week, because this week, I had mentioned in our last episode, it's progress report season for schools. So my whole week just, flew by because I was doing paperwork after paperwork. My friend / coworker / neighbor, because we live next to my coworker, had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Sam. She actually listens to this podcast. Yay, Sam. That's about all that's been going on in my week, other than it snowed and it's still snowing. And I'm probably going to go snowboarding for the second time ever in my life on Monday. So yeah. What have you been up to, Travis?
Exciting.
I know. I think it's going to go terrible, but I'm excited anyway.
I'm excited for you. It's fun. Just wear a helmet.
Yeah, I plan on it. Got to protect this cranium.
Good. That's right. Yeah, protect the brain. What have I been up to? Man, it's not much for me either. Nothing really exciting. I was sick and then I got unsick. So I lost 2 full weekends though. So I had a lot of catch up work to do, just, with life and stuff. Oh, I did just think of something.
What?
I had an idea. I
What?
gotta talk quiet because my wife's in the house.
Okay. Hopefully she doesn't just listen to this podcast.
Well, it'll be by the time we release this.
Oh, okay.
The idea will have come to fruition.
Got it. Good thing you're listening, Julia.
Yeah. Right. I bought Nerf guns. We're going to have a duel.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's so fun. I love that.
I am going to put a Nerf gun on the step for when she comes home one day.
And leave a little
with
note.
A sign on the door that says, "I challenge you to a duel."
Oh my gosh, that's like the cutest husband-wife thing ever.
So it's gonna be so much fun. Because she's as competitive as I am.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. It's gonna be it'll get intense, but it'll probably end up being more of a present for Duke than anything, because he'll eat the Nerf gun.
Yeah, he's gonna get something to chase. That'll be super fun.
Hey, Lauren, why do seagulls fly over the ocean?
I don't know why.
Because if they flew over the bay, we'd call them bagels.
That's a good dad joke, Travis.
Well, I wanted to start with a joke instead of a quote, because today I wanted to explore, is laughter really the best medicine?
A great question. I've heard that it is.
Well, I've heard laughter is the best medicine as well, but I don't know if I've ever looked into any facts on that. So let's dive in.
Let's take a dive.
So I found a study that says, you know how I like to talk about mortality and does it increase my longevity?
Such a light topic.
Yeah. Well, I do deal with people at the end of life. So
you do. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for you to research that.
Right. Well, anyway, so almost every time that's what I look for. Because, I mean, if you're going to look for an outcome, that is really the most telling outcome of how effective or ineffective something is.
That's true. It's like a really great way to sum up how it affects your health. Do you live longer?
Yeah, exactly. So for laughter and relating to laughter, is laughter really the best medicine? Well, apparently there's not a ton of studies yet. But there was a 15-year-long study in Norway that found, especially for women, a strong sense of humor, as determined by a clinically researched survey that they developed, or that has been developed at least, suggested a 48% decreased mortality risk.
48.
48. Now, in case you are unaware, that is a bigger number than the increased mortality risk if you are obese. So, according to this study, at least, and according to just for women, there may be some evidence that laughter may really be the best medicine.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So that's just one of the benefits. Another thing that I found is that there's some evidence, again, research on laughter is apparently a new topic. Who would have thunk it? I should have been around a long time ago. I could have been like one of the earliest people to research laughter, maybe.
It's really fun research to read, for sure. This is probably the most fun that I've had researching for an episode.
Yeah, it's been fun. I hope this is a fun episode to record and for everybody to listen to. But there's also research that laughter decreases the risk of dementia significantly.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, because I don't want to live longer if I don't know my loved ones.
Right. If your quality of life isn't as high, then longevity doesn't really matter. But if it's if it decreases your risk of dementia, that's improving your quality of life and giving you longer life.
Yeah, and I think I am willing to laugh a little bit more to help my brain health and my longevity personally.
Yeah, I think that's a sacrifice I can make. And that's the thing about laughter that I think is so cool, is it's something that's so easy to do. Like you can just do it whenever you want. It's safe. It doesn't cost anything. It's easy. Like, what a great medicine.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Pretty
cheap.
A lot cheaper than insulin.
Very true. Very true.
So, Lauren, I have another question for you.
Sure.
How do you get a squirrel to like you?
Do you give it some peanut butter?
You act like a nut.
Oh, that's easy for me. Just call me Cinderella. I have lots of squirrels following me. I'm a nut.
Oh.
I don't know. Cinderella had lots of animals, didn't she? Or like Snow White or somebody?
I think that was Snow White.
Snow White,
That was definitely Snow White.
My bad. I mixed up my princesses.
Come on, Lauren.
Oh, sorry. Please. I probably made you laugh, though. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. So what are some of the other benefits that you found when you were doing research for this?
One of the studies that I found had showed that the more you laugh, the more you can decrease depression, you can decrease anxiety, and you can improve your sleep quality, which I didn't realize like that wasn't something that I thought of immediately when I thought about laughing, but I'm not surprised either. The article itself was saying that laughter can help regulate a lot of your physiological health indicators, such as your breathing and your cardiovascular function. And it can make you feel happier and safer. And therefore, you get better rest if you feel happier and safer. All
of that makes sense.
All of that makes sense, right? Yeah. And even for like anxiety, people who feel anxious or worried, it can make it easier to cope in difficult situations. It's been shown to improve your resiliency or resilience. I don't know if resiliency is a word, but improve your resilience so that you look at difficult situations in a new perspective and you see them as in your control versus like a threat to your control. So
that one's actually surprising to me, that it makes it easier to cope with difficult difficult situations, because it's not like you get into the situation and Lauren tries to kidnap me or something and I'm just going to laugh at her and it's all going to be better.
Why would I try to kidnap you?
Who wouldn't want to kidnap me? But they're saying basically if you laugh more in your life that you're able to deal with difficult situations better. And I know my brother Joe, who I know you've met before.
I love
Anytime, Joe's great. Anytime that something bad would happen, for instance, I'll give you an example. We went home, both Joe and I were in college, and our dog passed away.
Aww.
And Dad was on a business trip. So Joe and I both drove home so that Mom didn't have to put down Jessie by herself. And Mom and I are both just bawling like babies. And Joe is cracking jokes because that's what Joe does. Joe. And he said, I remember him saying in that situation, he's like, I really don't like these situations, so I got to make them funny. And it works. It really helps. But that's not what they're saying here. They're saying just if you laugh more, it's going to make those situations easier to cope with.
Yeah.
Throughout your life. So
yeah.
That's cool.
And it's an interesting, and I don't know if it, like, I don't know what the effect is there. Like if it's a delayed, or just because you're laughing more, like then you're in a difficult situation and then it's easier, not necessarily that you have to laugh during the situation. I don't know. That's really interesting that something so simple as like just laughing more in your life in general can make you, when you're in a difficult situation, have more resilience, even if you're not laughing in the moment.
I don't 100% understand it either, because I do know, like, I'm sure that you can find the same effect from exercise. People who exercise more probably deal with difficult situations, but some of that is because of the mental push that you need to get through the exercise, because exercising is literally a difficult situation when you're going to failure.
Yeah. I mean, it's as much of a mental exercise as it is physical sometimes.
Right. So that makes sense. But laughter, so I could see like, all right, these things that improve your health in so many different ways, of course, they're going to make everything easier. But laughter just I don't see the connection, but it's shown in the studies. So, hey, I'm not going to argue with them.
I'm not going to argue with it either, because that was a meta-analysis and of all randomized control trials.
It's a very high level of evidence. Meta-analysis meta-analysis and systematic reviews basically generally show nothing.
Yeah.
In general. They're like, oh yeah, we just need to study this more.
Inconclusive. Yeah.
Right. So when they conclude that there's a positive effect or a negative effect of whatever, it means that pretty much all of the studies agree that it is a real effect.
Which is awesome.
And yeah. So what are some other benefits of laughter in your life?
Well, there's actually a ton. I mean, when we pulled up the research, it named pretty much everything that I could think of. So it has a lot of physiological benefits, like decreasing your blood pressure and decreasing your heart rate and stimulating your circulation. It can aid with muscle relaxation and decreases your pain. It can even improve your immune system. And it releases endorphins such as serotonin and oxytocin. And oxytocin is a bonding hormone. So if you're laughing with friends, you're also bonding with friends. Or if you're laughing with strangers, maybe you're probably bonding with them too.
So maybe it can improve your relationships or improve your ability to make friendships.
Mm-hmm.
The decreased heart rate's an interesting one too, because I don't see that connection. Just like I don't see the connection with the difficult to cope situations.
Right.
But maybe that explains why I have such a low resting heart rate. Like,
I do too.
My heart rate's up there. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
when I
why.
when I sleep, if I wear my watch at night, my resting heart rate comes back at like 41.
Yeah, mine is in the 40s too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe that's part of it because it decreases your heart rate.
We laugh a lot.
Anyway, Lauren, so there's a lot of benefits, which is great. So if you need more laughter in your life, where would you go and how do you find it?
Well, I mean, I think you could just be friends with Travis. That's a pretty easy solution. Like Travis, you just said you had a low resting heart rate. You make me laugh all the time.
Well, thank you. Is that the only reason you're friends with me, Lauren?
I mean, it's not the only reason. You also give really good back cracks.
Oh, thanks. Gosh.
That's
I
it, though.
feel
That's the
so
only reason. So I'm just kidding.
so privileged. I feel
Maybe
so
you should be
privileged
friends
to
with
be your
me
friend
too.
right now.
I'm funny.
You are funny. On a serious note, where can a listener go to find more laughter in their life if they are looking for more?
Tummy haha. You should do tummy haha.
What the heck is tummy haha?
You've never heard of tummy
What is tummy
haha?
haha?
You've never done tummy haha.
No, I've never heard of tummy haha.
That's basically where
Maybe, but I've never heard of tummy haha.
I used to do it all the time in high school. It's like you sit with like three other friends, like four people, and you all like lay on each other. So your head is on somebody's stomach, and then their head is on somebody's stomach, and so on. And you make like a little square, right? Can you picture that? It's okay. So you got the setup, and then one person, I don't care who starts, but one person is the person who starts, and you just go, ha ha. And then the next person goes, ha ha. And then it just goes in a circle. And then eventually somebody starts laughing. And then everybody's laughing. And you're laughing even harder because every time somebody laughs, your head is like, kudunk, 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 kudunk.
And laughter is so contagious.
And laughter is so contagious.
That makes sense. I could see how that would work. That would definitely work.
Hysterical. I used to do it all the time. I've also heard of laughter yoga. My uncle used to do, or was like a certified laughter yoga person. But I don't really know what that is. I never took one of his classes or anything.
I don't really know what that is either, but I did have an experience where I sat in a circle with a group of people and the instructor made us all fake laugh. And kind of like your tummy haha, very shortly after you do the fake laugh, you look across the circle and somebody looks absolutely ridiculous with their fake laugh, and you start real laughing, and then they start real laughing, and then the whole room's real laughing. So yeah, that could be laughter yoga. I don't know.
It's probably something like that. I mean,
that seemed like it would be called laughter yoga to me.
Yeah. Or maybe you're, doing yoga and you're like going into your downward dog and you just go, ha ha ha.
I'm definitely going to do that the next time my wife and I do yoga.
I could see that.
I usually push her.
What do you mean you push her?
Well, I mean, it's perturbations for balance.
She's better yoga.
She's better than me at yoga poses, so I push her to make her fall.
So mean.
I mean, she doesn't actually fall, but she falls out of the pose.
I'm glad I don't do yoga with you.
You would laugh.
I probably would. But I have a hard time. Yoga, like if you take an actual yoga class, it's so serious and like such a calm. I mean, like it's a great environment, don't get me wrong, but it's like so serious and calming. And I have a really hard time in those situations. Like everybody's quiet and you're like listening to like calm meditative music, and then somebody's leading you through a pose. And I don't do yoga very often. So like these moments are really hard. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So then I'm like looking up and then like flipping over and inverting, and then everybody's so serious, and then I fall over because I can't do the pose. And then I'm like, trying not to laugh because everybody's so serious and calm. And then I'm like, this is the one class that I am a bad student in because I laugh. I can't help it.
Welcome to my life of being a student.
It's so funny. I'm actually gonna take a yoga class in a week from today, and I'm have to report back on that, see if I can do it without laughing this time.
Well, I enjoy yoga. It's one of those things I don't do as much as I should, but I have videos that I do because I get really disappointed. For me to, if I'm going to exercise, I need to be shaking. Like my legs need to be shaking, or else I don't feel like I got good exercise. So it might feel good after a regular yoga class, but if I go to the gym and I go to a yoga class and it's not the level that I need, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Well,
and I just spent an
you
hour.
You could do it as more of like an active recovery.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I get that there's still value.
But if you're
you don't
showing up at the
my
gym,
brain
you wanna not be able to walk out.
If I'm going to exercise, it better be hard. So yes, I understand there's value to it, and I understand why some people may like it. It's not for me. So I have a 30-minute yoga video set from a guy that kicks my butt every time. So
nice.
That's what I do when I do yoga. Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
And 30 minutes is the right length of time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got another question.
Oh boy.
What, you think I'm going with a joke?
Oh yeah, that's not what you're going with?
Did you hear the rumor about butter?
No. What's the rumor?
Well, I'm not going to spread it.
I think that's my favorite one. I'm not going to spread it. The delivery, the way you delivered it was like, it just made it that much better. Okay, I'm not crying. You're crying.
So one other place that you can get comedy is in just media. I don't know. TikTok.
TikTok.
You're on social media. Yeah, TikTok. I have been on social media more since we have launched this podcast, and TikTok is the worst thing in the world, but also the best thing in the world.
Also the best. By the way, we have a TikTok if you guys all want to follow us on TikTok.
We do. We have a TikTok. We're figuring out TikTok, but people are hilarious.
People are so funny.
They're so funny. They're so creative. So if you need a quick, cheap laugh, you could download that app. And we are not paid or sponsored by TikTok.
But maybe they should.
It's just our honest. Yeah, maybe if you're listening, Chinese
TikTok,
government,
if you're listening,
or whoever owns TikTok, you can send us some money for that.
You're welcome.
We also listen to like comedians on Pandora.
That's a great idea.
We'll just do that sometimes. Sometimes we listen to books, sometimes we listen to music, sometimes we listen to comedians while, doing chores or cutting up fruit or whatever for the week.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Julia and I'll do that. And then, of course, Netflix has lots of comedy specials and movies.
Yeah.
I like stupid comedy movies like Dumb and Dumber and Big Daddy and Step Brothers.
You made me watch Big Daddy with you.
I probably made you watch Step Brothers too.
I don't know. Well, we might have watched it together, but I think I'd already seen it. But I hadn't seen Big Daddy before I met you. And then you were like, we can't be friends unless you watch this movie. And so that was, we hung out and watched Big Daddy.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we watch a lot of Netflix comedy specials over here. It's like one of the ways that we wind down from our days, especially if you've had like a particularly stressful day. Turning on Netflix and watching John Mulaney or Bo Burnham, or I don't know, I'm just name dropping now, but those are my two favorites. There's one other one. There's a female one that I can't think of. Maybe because like it's Eliza something. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's funny.
The only Eliza I know is Eliza Dushku, and I don't think that's her because she's
No,
not a comedian.
it's like Eliza.
She was an actress.
Schlesinger. I don't know. I'm so sorry, Eliza. Not that she's
I don't
listening,
know.
but I'm sorry.
I don't know her name either.
She's funny.
Anything else you want to add?
No, but I would love it if you would tell one more joke.
One more joke?
One more. I think the crowd is cheering behind me. One more joke. Encore, encore.
Okay. What did one wall say to the other?
What?
I'll meet you at the corner. Well, this was fun.
This was really fun. And if laughter is medicine, then you guys are welcome because we just gave you your weekly dose of medicine.
Thanks, everybody. And as always, let us know if there's anything you want to hear us talk about. And go find a place to get more laughs.
Yeah, or, be friends with us on social media. We'll make you laugh.
We'll try.
See you next time.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode and are getting benefits from our content.
If your life is improving in part due to the information in this podcast, we would greatly appreciate you sharing the episode with your family and friends on social media and leaving us a review so we can continue to reach more people and improve the health and happiness of the community at large.
Thanks again, and we will see you next week for another episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast.